Next guest is a very funny gentleman.
The very funny Dan Natterman.
Dan Natterman.
Dan Natterman.
Here's Dan Natterman.
I don't trust doctors. I used to think they knew what they were doing, and then I started seeing these commercials on TV for prescription medication. Apparently, we're supposed to tell our doctors what to prescribe for us. Like I saw the commercial for Prevacid, and you know what it says at the end of the commercial? It says, ask your doctor about Prevacid. And I'm thinking, shouldn't your doctor know about Prevacid? How's that my job? What do you walk into your doctor's office? Yeah, there's nothing we can do for you. Oh, what about Prevacid? Oh, geez, you know, you're right. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Now, let me write your prescription. Now, how many milligrams is good? Did it say in the commercial?
Oh, I didn't want that to stop. I really liked that a lot, brother.
Dan, you're so good. You know, 20 years you've been at this, and it shows. Man, do you know how to command this theater and command this audience? You are a pro. You nailed it. You were funny as hell.
You know what amazes me most about kids? How easy it is to make one. I find that amazing. That to me is amazing, because I'm not a very handy person, you know, or anything. And yet I could create a human being, which to me is bizarre. Well, I can't even put together a TV stand from IKEA. And I certainly can't put one together by accident, that's for sure. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to wake up after a night of drinking and there's a TV stand in my apartment. You know? And speaking of typo, you send a text to the wrong person, you can't cover that up by pretending it was a typo. That would never work. Like if you texted like, hey, my wife doesn't even know we're sleeping together. Asterisk, be home soon, honey. For me, the worst time for me that I ever texted the wrong person, I texted by mistake, come over, I'm horny, to my cousin Sheila. Well, I apologize. Oh, I was like, sorry, cousin Sheila. That was actually meant for somebody else, so sorry you came all the way over here. Wonderful people, the Canadians. You know, we know so little about them, and they get a little sensitive about that, because I was talking to a Canadian girl while I was up there, and she got a little sensitive, because she mentioned this guy, Stephen Harper, who's apparently an important man up in Canada. And I said, who the hell is Stephen Harper? She said, you got to be kidding. You don't know who the Prime Minister of Canada is? I said, I'll do you one better. I didn't know Canada had a prime minister. What do you think of that? People ask me why I've never been married. Good question. Probably because I talk to married people all the time. And you know what I'm not hearing? Enthusiasm. Ain't nobody selling this marriage thing. You wouldn't buy any other product if people talked about it the same way people talk about being married. Like if you went to buy a car and the salesman was like, well, this car, it's not easy. It's not easy, you know? You really got to work hard. It takes a lot of work, and there'll be good days and bad days with this car. I ask married people all the time, how do you like being married? At best, you know what I hear? So far, so good. At best. I ask people, how do you like Game of Thrones? They're like, oh my God. You know who called me? I got a call from New York University where I went to school. They called me up looking for alumni donations. Anybody ever get a call from where they went to school looking for money? That's what they do. They call me up, they're like, we need more money. I'm like, what'd you do with the money I gave you? I thought I already paid you people. And nobody else does business like that. You don't go to a restaurant and then they call you up years later. They say, yeah, we're renovating the kitchen. Can you kick in a few bucks? Help us out. Oh, we're calling all the chicken parmesan alumni. Most of us only speak English in America, and a lot of Europeans speak multiple languages, and they think we're stupid, but we're not stupid. We just don't need to learn other languages. English is all you need in this world. I got a friend, Jürgen, from Germany. He speaks 5 languages. He said to me, Dan, how come you Americans don't learn other languages? I said, I don't know, probably the same reason people that can see don't learn Braille. That's probably the reason, I would imagine, and that's probably why, you know, and by the way, I got news for you. Braille would be more practical. Because you might go blind one day. That could happen, right? You could go blind. But you're not going to go Mexican, chances are. I try to meet women on the internet. Anybody do the internet? You got to be careful on the internet. People lie to you on the internet. Now, what's the number one lie on the internet? People lie about their age on the internet. And then they'll put up like an old picture from like 1982. And then they look young in the picture, and then you meet them, and they're 78 years old. That's why I tell women I meet online, look, send me a picture of you holding today's paper. Or at least an iPhone 4, for God's sakes. You gotta know. One picture I saw on the internet, the Berlin Wall was in the background. And it was under construction. Thank you, everybody. That's it for me.
That was good. I really liked that. It was funny.
Oh, stop it. No, sit down. Really. Sit.
You've got it all. You got the delivery, your likability is there, and every joke was rock solid.
As Heidi says, you are funny.
You're really bloody funny.
I'm going to start the voting. I'm going to say yes.
Now, I have to give you a yes.
Thank you.
And I'm going to give you a yes, too.
I vote yes.
This dude's funny.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Always hilarious. Dan Natterman, really funny.